Hey there, James Rote, Need Computer Help. Great to see you this afternoon as always. Fun topic today. How safe is my data in the cloud? So one of the things that I've heard for a long time as I've implemented, marketed, and sold cloud solutions is I've heard different ways of putting the false sense of security of on-premise storage. I was just meeting with a company a few weeks ago. I went through a cloud implementation with them and they had on-premise storage, and the person said, I just have to get over this. And the person was the one that said to me, it's 2023 and I need to get past having this data sitting back in the closet. It's true. And when we look at historically, we looked at having a server room, a server closet, a server in the other room, a rack of servers in the other room, whatever it might be. There was this false sense of security of, walking in there and seeing like blinking lights and hearing fans running and knowing that this like little buzz was going on in there that was like storing all of my stuff. Data is one of our most strategic assets, and it's in there where I can touch it. And one of the things I like to say to a person that's, steadfast on that is, where do you keep your money? Is it inside of your mattress at home, or do you keep it in a bank? And, we essentially keep our money in the cloud for all intents and purposes of how banking works anymore. It's not like I take my $1,000 down to the bank and they stick my $100 bills in a safety deposit box. No, it's essentially in the cloud. So, when I look at the safety of physical hardware housing data and how physical hardware can be damaged, stolen, can go down, can cause irreparable harm, can be hit with a cyber attack, can have a backup that's also hit with a cyber attack, can have a leaky pipe in the ceiling, and that leaky pipe in the ceiling gets into the hard drives of the server, and like the whole thing, smokes. And don't ask me how I know all these scenarios. I've been doing this a long time. So now we talk about putting it in a cloud environment, and how do I know my data is safe there? Well, if we're in a reputable cloud environment, and I have other content about that, we're in a segregated data center, usually called a tenant environment, where even though we're running on physical hardware that's utilized by other organizations, we are separated into our own tenant, into our own virtual data center, if you will, where our servers, our virtual servers, are stored behind a firewall, and they're just as protected there from a logical compromise as they would be in an on-premise environment. In fact, probably more protected there because they're behind a firewall that's like being updated. It's the latest and greatest. They're on servers that are being updated. They're the latest and greatest. So from a logical standpoint, it's really safer. And then from a physical standpoint, we've now put this strategic asset, our data, on a server farm living in a data center that's meeting high levels of compliance and high levels of redundancy and high levels of physical and logical security, so it's safer. Okay, so if you're still hung up on keeping your data on premise, I think it's time for you to take a leap of faith. It's 2023. IBM pioneered this in like the 1960s. I think it's time for you to take the leap of faith and get rid of that on-premise infrastructure and move to the cloud. James Roten, Need Computer Help. Look forward to talking to you more soon. Thanks.